My name is Lizzie Bennet, and this is my life. Honey, did you hear the house in Netherfield sold the other day? He's a well-mannered young man from Harvard working to become a doctor. I hear his family has quite the fortune. How perfect for our girls. Look, I'm all for rich single guys, but who's my mom to tell one of us who to marry? It's not like we're all gonna put our lives on hold because some rich single guy dropped from the sky.
I brought a friend back with him, an incredibly hot, incredibly rich piece of man cake friend.
Does your infinite chain of sources know this ambiguously sexually oriented man cake's name?
Darcy.
Darcy? That's it? Is that his first name or his last name? That's an awful name. Darcy. It's like he's a dubstep DJ. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I recently had the absolute pleasure of meeting Bing Lee's friend and house guest, William Darcy. Absolute isn't the right word. It was more of a grotesque, nauseating, run the other ways if your life depended on it pleasure. Darcy is so obnoxious. I can't tell if I like Bing Lee now or if he just seems awesome by comparison. Darcy's boring, stuffy, unbelievably rude. He thinks he's too good for us common folk. What an infuriating douchebag this guy is. He probably uses his money to lounge around all day in $5,000 boxers watching BBC miniseries with people he pays to be his friends, since no sane human being could ever actually put up with him. I hate dancing. It's a waste of time, like saying nice things to people. None of these girls stand up to my ridiculous standard. I just like smiling. It contorts the face. There you have it. William Darcy, total snob. So if you haven't guessed it yet, yeah, I caught the bouquet. And guess what stuck-up, pompous prick caught the garter? Yeah. But that Darcy, what a charmer! Stone freaking statue. And when I asked him if he actually liked it here in town, not especially. Do you enjoy dancing? Not if I can help it. Glad to rock your world there, Darcy. And that's when I hear him talking to Bing. You're dancing with the only tolerable girl in the room, so stop wasting your time with me. Sure, Lizzie's decent enough, but why would I continue to dance with her when no one else does? Well, Mr. Darcy, I hope it's not too lonely on the pedestal you've put yourself on. It's safe to say, I like you even less than you like me.
I heard Bing telling Mrs. Gibson how painfully shy Darcy is and how glad he is she invited him because Darcy's been here for weeks and this is the first time he's met anyone.
Said that? Well, I don't care. William Darcy is still stuck up, humorless, and the worst dance partner ever. And not friendly. He spent the whole night lurking by the back wall. If you dislike people that much, you should bail on the party. But the only thing that would make being your third wheel less appealing is having Darcy lurking around. Oh, and Darcy. Speaking of things that aren't worth anyone's time, can we go back to talking about Darcy? How about Darcy and I defy you to call him sweet?
I'll admit he's a little prickly, but he's tall. Darcy is tall.
Okay. For the record, when the nicest thing Jane Bennett has to say about you is tall, you have personality problems.
Lizzie.
Darcy. Like Statler and Waldorf being snarky for their own amusement.
Darcy would have played with you.
Darcy can go play whack-a-mole in the corner by himself. I don't want or need his pity.
Lizzie sees what Lizzie sees. Lizzie Bennet is in denial.
I've been thinking about the pleasure a pair of fine eyes in the face of a pretty woman can bestow.
And then he stared directly at Lizzie. But Lizzie won't believe us because she's convinced that Darcy is an absolutely horrid person. That guy really needs to work on his game.
I've been thinking about the pleasure a pair of fine eyes in the face of a pretty woman can bestow. Is that there is no excuse for a guy to be rude, arrogant, or stuck up.
Oh, that reminds me. Darcy was walking by the house the other day. Weird.
I met Darcy. And the bad. I'm living under the same roof as Darcy. Oh, I feel so sorry for the poor woman that ends up stuck with that douchebag for life.
Oh, it's Darcy, isn't it?
Oh, God, you'd think in a house this big I wouldn't keep running into him. It's like he's purposely dooming himself to be alone for life. Although I guess that does fit his MO.
He's a strange one.
Seriously, how do you put up with him?
Well, you get used to it.
You get used to it? Like it's some stuck-up douchebag threshold you've achieved?
Yes.
There is at least one person I can count on not to be happy about everything. Don't get me wrong. Darcy's still unpleasant, disagreeable, and full of himself. But at least he's not afraid to have an opinion. It's usually a very disagreeable opinion, but it's nice to have something you can depend on. The man finds a way to criticize everything and everyone. This is not a man with a lot of friends, is it?
Not so much.
But I swear, every time I'm in a room with that man, he stares at me constantly. It's like I'm a traffic accident and he just can't look away. But yeah, talk about pompous.
And don't you feel that arrogance deserves punishment?
Well, his arrogance is comical. We should have just laughed at him.
No, Darcy would label such a thing as a weakness, part of his vanity and pride.
Vanity and pride, the Darcy family crest. It's probably in bronze over his bed. But he thinks he's perfect and has no faults.
Which you called him on.
Oh, yes, I did.
But you did point out his short temper.
Of course, he's a short temper. It goes along with his stuck-upness and unforgiving personality, which is no surprise.
His good opinion, once lost, is lost forever.
Having no capacity for forgiveness means hating everyone. What an awful way to live life.
Ridiculous.
I hate him. I hate his stupid, judgy little... Blah! I can safely say that I've never hated anyone as much as I hate Darcy. It really does baffle me that Caroline and Bing seem to get along with him so well. You notice she isn't confrontational with him, even when he's being a stuck-up ass. She says that I keep instigating arguments with Darcy when he's trying to be nice. And William Darcy does not like me. At all. Not at all. Nope. What? Darcy, genuine, likes people? Does not compute. Darcy doesn't like anything except himself and wearing scarves in the middle of summer. See, there he goes, patting himself on the back. Great conversation opener.
He wanted to dance.
The only thing he wanted was for me to say that I like popular music so that he could mock me with his mocking words and his mocking face and his beady little mocking eyes.
I know, you told him as much.
Well, I didn't say exactly that. Go ahead and hate me anyway.
Hate you? I would never dare hate you.
He just wanted to prove that he was morally superior. Have you not been following his MO? Vanity, pride.
And you're sure your interpretations are always correct?
I trust my gut, and my gut is always right. Almost. Nice, Darcy. I mean, it's like every time you say those words together, an angel loses its wings. But there comes a time when you are living under the same roof as someone that you just completely hate, and enough is enough. Darcy seems to get more stuck up by the day. Yes, apparently that is possible.
They're Lizzie's diaries. She sees what she wants to see. Oh my god, you are literally the most infuriating human being on the planet. And if you speak another word to me, I will slap you so hard that you will fall back in time to before it was cool to like things before they were cool.
Darcy was just as reliably being Darcy.
Oh, hi, Lizzie. It's so good to see you.
Yes, Darcy doesn't have any niceness. I knew the major drama, because what happened next was George Wickham came to the table.
And then
Darcy just left. I'm sorry. I have to go. Maybe George has incriminating photos of Darcy. Maybe George has videos of Darcy in a boy band. And never trust anyone named Darvid. You're coming with me even though Darcy will be there?
Oh, Darcy couldn't stop me from coming. But if he doesn't want to see me, I think he's the one that should stay away.
Why does Darcy do anything? Oh my goodness, Jane. Is it possible there's someone who's actually unpleasant and not just tragically misunderstood? Any party involving Bingley ends up having a huge wrench thrown into it. And as usual, that wrench is dressed as a soulless, joyless newsie. Pride ended up having to dance with Darcy. Yet again. But you'd think he'd get the hint after the number of unpleasant interactions we've had. I'm glad you danced with me. It's not like any other girls will.
Ugh, whatever, you suck. BT dubs, Darce, you were a total jerk face for the way you acted towards George the other night.
George Wickham? Pfft, his feelings do not concern me. No one's feelings concern me but my own.
Well, when he gets here tonight, you better be super nice to him. Actually, don't speak at all. Better yet, just stop existing.
George Wickham knows better than to show his strikingly handsome face around here.
Whatever. He'll totally show up. He promised me he would.
That man will not make an appearance. Of this I am certain. And it is all my fault. Presumably, because no one can stand to be in my company because I am rude and selfish and ruin the lives of all people I come in contact with. At least Darcy left with them. Bing loves you. I'm sure of that. And if there is fault here, it lies not with Bing, but with John the Bastard. And by John, I mean Darcy. Do you think that Darcy would try to break up Bing and my sister?
I wouldn't put it past him. He did destroy my life.
Clearly, Darcy will not get out of my life. Like, if dogs could have egos, I guess that makes that hairless snaggletooth a perfect match for Darcy. Why didn't you tell me they were related?
I was as blindsided by that as you were.
And this consultant they're bringing in to fix things?
I need you to come and talk to him. He's expecting you, and we can't afford to alienate him.
Expecting me? Who is this guy? Seriously, who is it? Some rich, super snobby... No. No way. I mean, why would... How the hell? Darcy was as charming as ever. He's like a robot with buggy programming for social interaction. No. Did not encounter sister unit. Bzz. Bzz. Darcy, bot malfunction. Darcy, bot malfunction. Darcy isn't coming to dinner with us, thankfully. I think that Darcy bot needs to go into the shop for some repairs. Or some serious upgrades. Bzz. Darcy bot meltdown. Wub. Wub.
The guy doesn't always make a good first impression, and he's got the social skills of an agoraphobic lobster.
You do know him well. And Darcy just weirded me out.
Knows that Ricky and I aren't going to be here and comes to chat with you.
Well, it was like 5 minutes. He was probably just looking for an air-conditioned place to drink his probiotic hemp latte.
But you said he was awkward. Maybe he was nervous.
Yeah, it kind of was. Maybe I'm starting to get to him.
Yeah, let's go with that.
You know who's all about the love?
You?
Yes, but aside from me, begins with a D, ends with an RC.
Excuse me?
I know that your impression of him isn't the greatest, but he's a loyal and loving dude. He really looks out for the friends he cares about. He'll do anything for him.
Yeah, like what?
For example, last month, he warned a friend about a girl he was seeing. He pulled him away from the whole situation. You know, he warned him that it was unhealthy. She was bad news.
Who was the friend?
Bingley.
Did Darcy say why he, interfered?
Something about the girl wasn't being genuine and she was only in it for the money. Something like that.
Darcy broke them up?
Yep.
I do hate him more than ever. I didn't even know that was possible. Part of me wants to yell in his face and tell him he's a jackass, but I'm afraid that if I did, I'd end up trying to wring his neck, which would be bad. I am really tired. Tired of having my life overshadowed by a cloud of misery named William Darcy. Who is he to have such influence over my life and the lives of the people I love? He doesn't care who he hurts or what damage he causes. If he doesn't like you, if he thinks you are somehow less than him, he will toss you aside. It's probably a good thing that I am avoiding him, because if I did try to strangle him right now, I could probably finish the job. So for his own sake, if I never see that slimy, unfeeling, sociopathic robot again, it'll be too soon.
Excuse me, Lizzie.
Darcy.
But Lizzie Bennet, I'm in love with you.
I hope that your judgment can be some solace in your rejection, because those feelings are not mutual.
Are you rejecting me?
Does that surprise you?
So this is what you think of me. Thank you for explaining it all to me so eloquently.
And thank you for proving time and time again that your arrogance, pride, and selfishness make you the last man in the world I could ever fall in love with.
I'm sorry to have caused you so much pain. I should have acted differently. I was unaware of your feelings towards me.
You were unaware? Then why don't you watch my videos?
What videos?
I totally knew it.
Sure, I have 100 more reasons to dislike Darcy than he has to like me. You watched my videos.
It was illuminating. Will you do me the favor of reading this?
Oh, okay. Is this handwritten? And wax sealed? Nothing that he can say can change anything. Nothing. Fine. Everyone is very curious about what's in Darcy's letter. But here's the thing. I can't tell you. I can tell you what wasn't in the letter. There was no apology for what he did to Jane. Yes, really. Maybe I was a little harsh on Darcy. This is definitely messing with my worldview. Not only did I insult and reject Darcy, but I managed to drive him hundreds of miles away.
You really should share Darcy's side of the story.
No, I think what we've learned from all this is that I really shouldn't. Fine. But I'm only doing this in the interest of fairness.
That would explain Darcy's reactions to George.
If true, I mean, this is also the guy who admits to breaking up his best friend and my sister.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? I mean, he admits to what he did to Jane and Bing.
I think I'm a little bit grateful for Darcy's letter. It ended up being illuminating. Can't help but think that if Darcy hadn't interfered, you two would be happy now.
Let's place blame where it's supposed to go. Yes, Darcy interfered, but Bing didn't have to listen to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you new Jane.
You were doing that, intern thing, right?
Learn anything?
Actually, I learned a lot. There were some interesting people there, too. Like Darcy. But he has some virtues.
Virtues? Now you think Darcy has virtues?
Do you think Darcy has virtues? Because it's like, I don't care, but I think it would be really interesting if you changed your mind about
Mary.
him that much. Darcy's not so bad. He has some more virtues than some I could mention.
Oh, sounds like I have some catching up to do.
You're so good at joke gifts.
It's not a joke gift. You're 21 now, and a new year might be a good time for you to find that new, more grown-up Lydia. Maybe it would be good for you not to be so energetic all the time.
Energetic.
Yeah, I think that's a good word for you.
Why? Because Darcy used it? When he was talking about how terrible me and Mom are?
No, not in the same. No. I've been thinking about what Jane said a few weeks ago about it being important for me to leave the nest.
New year, new Lizzie?
That's the plan. On my way to Pemberley Digital. Why does that sound familiar? Here I am at the international headquarters for Pemberley Digital, which is William Darcy's company. Yeah. And I think it's a good thing that he's not here because it would be really hard to admit in front of him that this place is incredible.
But I think they're really great and hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah, well, I mean, the way you portray Darcy, that is, it's in your videos, it's just a completely different person than the one we here know.
So Darcy is well liked then?
Of course.
Hurry, I don't understand.
Darcy!
Lizzie.
I thought you were in LA.
Oh no, I'm not.
Clearly. Your sister is crazy.
I hope you've enjoyed your stay.
Yes. This place is amazing. Everyone has been incredibly kind.
Even my sister?
Yes. In her own special way.
If there's anything I can do to make your stay more comfortable.
Thank you. Clearly something missing from my last video. Me asking Bing why the hell he let himself get talked into dumping my sister.
Who would you need me to portray?
You, actually.
And you would be playing...
Me? Why didn't you tell Bing about my videos?
Well, I didn't think it was my place. You've respected my confidences, after all. If Bing were to learn the true nature of Jane's feelings and seek her out, do you think she would take him back?
I'm honestly not sure. Do you think Bing still cares about Jane?
I think you should ask him.
When William and Lizzie met last year at Stuart's wedding, did my brother actually dance with this lovely lady as though she were covered in fleas?
I didn't say that.
Gigi, your brother is my best friend in the whole world, but that was the most awkward dance ever.
Nothing you've said about my brother in your videos even comes close to what I've said about him to his face.
Really?
I get it. William is infuriating, but after a while I realized he was right. Of course he was, and in the end I am really grateful for what he did. He really takes care of the people he cares about.
I've heard. I had a fun weekend hanging out with Gigi and Darcy.
Gigi told me you wanted me.
She did.
Yes, for an interview? For your independent study?
Yes. Yes. That is, if you have the time and don't mind appearing on my videos again some more.
No, I don't mind. And yes, I have the time. Or I'll make it.
Great. Let me just get the door. I know I have used costume theater to paint a picture of people that only shows my limited perspective, and that can seem mocking. So I'm trying to be better about portraying people from more than just my perspective.
I'm trying the same thing, to see from other points of view. My sister and I have a box at the theater, and I was wondering if you would like to attend.
Yes, I would love to attend the theater with you and Gigi.
Well, actually, Gigi has an engagement, so it would just be you and me.
Charlotte, what's wrong?
On the phone, you mentioned George Wickham.
Apparently, Lydia has been dating him. And if I hadn't been so wrapped up in my own life, I might have had a clue about it and I could have warned her about
What
him.
did he do?
Apparently, he set up a website asking for subscriptions to a sex tape with YouTube star Lydia Bennet.
This is not your fault.
Well, then whose fault is it? I could have told Lydia exactly what kind of person George Wickham was, but instead I've just been petty.
We'll get you on the next flight out.
No,
I insist.
Darcy. Thank you. Sometimes I feel so clever and rational and appropriately analytical about the world around me. I'm sorry I wasn't there before. I'm sorry I didn't understand, but I love you.
I really want to hear what's going on, though. How was Pemberley Digital?
Oh, it was, nice. But after everything he put you through, I want begging! What if things had been different? What if the timing hadn't been so bad? What if they moved on? What if we missed our chance?
I think they want to hear about how things are between you and a certain gentleman who you've described many times in unflattering ways.
I will admit that there was a certain amount of
Chemistry, heat, tension.
when I was shadowing at Pemberley Digital, but I bugged out of there and I haven't heard a peep from him since.
You both got a chance to get to know each other.
Yes. And his feelings have almost certainly changed.
Have yours?
Darcy's the one who took down the website.
If he's upset that I found out, I wish he'd just tell me. If his good opinion once lost is lost forever, well then we're right back where we started, I guess. What he did for Lydia, it was huge. Unrepayably huge, and not just because of the money. I will always be grateful to him for that. I mean, he knows me better than that by now, right? Am I disappointed that I didn't hear from Darcy? Yes. But I don't know why I expected to hear from him. I have no reason to expect anything from him. It's not like he owes me anything. He's already done so much, and maybe he doesn't want anything to do with me. Second chances are rare. I think I used all mine up. You bought up whole companies to save my sister for what you've done for my family. We cannot thank you enough.
Your family owes me no thanks. As much as I've learned to respect them, I did not do it for them, I did it for you. Lizzie, I still feel the same way I felt back in the fall. More strongly even than I did then. So if you just want to be friends or say thank you for recent events, then
Does that clarify some things for you?
some. I could use some further illumination on certain points, however.
God, for two such smart people, we can certainly act like idiots, can't we?
One might even say it's our forte.
Well, let me make things as clear as possible. William Darcy, I don't want to be just friends. And I don't want to be with you because I'm grateful. I want to be with you because of you. Got it?
Clear as day, Lizzie Bennet.
One sec.
My name is William Darcy, and Lizzie Bennet is amazing.
When did you change your mind about me?
I haven't a clue. I honestly don't remember when. I don't think there was one specific moment. I was in the middle before I knew that I'd begun. And what about you? When did you discover your feelings had changed?
Oh, I think the moment I saw the offices at Pemberley Digital. No, like you, it happened gradually. I don't want to work at Pemberley Digital, as amazing as it is. I want to be with you, but I don't want to be the girl who dates the boss. I was thinking of becoming one of your competitors. If I'm going to be starting my own company, that San Francisco might be a great place to do it. Optimal, even.
I think I'm warming up to this vision of the future. I should apologize for anything I ever said about her.
You don't think she's energetic?
No, she is, but then again, so is Gigi. Just took a while for me to see the similarities.
I went through a lot while on this journey, and hopefully you learned as much as I did.
Darcinator better take really good care of you. 'Cause you deserve it.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
We were such different people.
I'm glad we did it.
I am too.
My name is Lizzie Bennet, and thank you for watching my videos.